Well, it's the last day of the year. This is going to be the second to last video in my 50-day video challenge. It's been good so far. And I thought for this one, I was just going to go over a few good things that happened in 2021. I know a lot of people, it's not been the best year for a lot of reasons, but in 2020, I had I had to make a choice for myself to be down and discouraged about the way everything was going in the country and all the brainwashed people, and it was pretty tempting to just kind of give up on everything. I know that sounds crazy to give up on everything, but all that negativity, I let it be fuel for me to work even harder at what I was wanting to work on anyway. And so it's been one of the best years of my life in a way. My son turned 5, and he's an awesome kid, and he's learned to read really very well for his age, and his spelling's getting better. And my wife and I started going to the gym probably 4 months ago, and that's been life-changing in a way. I mean, I'm really happy that she did it with me, so we can kind of go through it together and on the learning curve and make progress. And it's really it's been a great thing to do to kind of really help each other. And I don't know, make it sound real like sappy or like funny about it, but it's been cool to do that with my wife and learn that with her, because I've never really been a gym person. I've been probably less than a handful of times in my life, and she went to the gym in high school some, but it had been long enough that she didn't remember much. But we both learned a lot and made a lot of progress. It's been really cool, exciting, and it's one of the, besides the physical benefits of going to the gym, there's a lot. Everyone always talks about the mental benefits, and that I can say that's been a blessing too, for sure, in doing hard things like that and challenging yourself and getting through the pain. You know, sometimes it's painful, but also like the challenge of a lot of weight on a bar that you're going to squat. It's almost it's a daunting thing. It's like getting on a young horse that you know is going to try and buck your ass off. It's like a practice of doing hard things, and practice of in a small way getting wins when you know something it's a challenge to you, but you actually get it done. It's super satisfying, and while it's always a challenge, it just never gets easy by the nature of it. If it did, then you wouldn't be doing it right. Then it's still awesome. And that's enough about the gym. I could go on about it, but yeah, that's it on the gym. And then on the roping end, I guess I got my first card in 2014 as really, I mean, I was super green, and my friend of mine was teaching me how to rope, and you know, I thought I could ride okay, and over the years I've been around some great mentors and people that helped me, like James Martinez and Shotgun and my buddy Adam, and it's been a really it's been a huge learning curve. And this spring, I was down here in Arizona this last March, I guess, and my buddy, or not my buddy, well, he's my friend and my mentor, Shotgun. He finally got through to me something that helped me to start to win. I think that you know, I was trying to stay relaxed and not get flustered and you know, going to these jackpots and putting money down and trying to be just relaxed and nonchalant and just, you know, take it easy, not let my nerves get me. And he told me something that kind of was a light switch moment for me, and I don't know how, I won't do it justice. He's one of the most motivational and one of the best teachers I've been around for, I mean, and especially team roping, but anything really. he knows how to just drill something into you in a good way. And what he drilled in, what finally got through to me that allowed me, that I think was immediately I started winning, was the idea that, you know, you have to be relaxed, but you also have to be thinking, you have to be out for blood, basically. He said there's blood in the water to the roping. You don't want it to be yours. You have to be out like a knife fight. And I started backing in the box at a roping, and with that in mind, like I'm in a knife fight, and you know, like if you were, like there's that scene in the Louis L'Amour book where I don't remember, it's a short story where the guy had to fight the Indian. There was a knife fight scene, and he was the Indians were challenging him to see what kind of a warrior he was, and for some reason that scene came to my head, and I thought about, you know, how relaxed you'd be, or you'd have to be relaxed in order to move freely, but also like having an instant, like you'd have to be ready to harness all of your faculties instantly and go at it and attack. And something that may not make a lot of sense the way I'm saying it right now, but that very 3 days later after Shotgun told me that, then I went to roping down south of Tucson, and it was a pretty good size. I think it was an 8 or a 9. It wasn't 8 or 9 roping, and I roped all day, roped good all day. I had a couple mishaps, but that was the first time that I came back in, like, I don't know, 7th or 8th call at a pretty good size roping, and then I was able to maintain my to keep it together right there in the short round, and finally turn a steer for money, actually decent money, and a buckle. And that was the first, you know, I'm a 37-year-old man. That was the day before my birthday, I think, in April of 2021. And that was the first time I'd ever won anything of note, you know, that I've any like good size roping. The first time I'd ever won a buckle or any type of athletic competition other than some small round robins and, you know, stuff around the house in Arkansas. And man, like when I put it together and turned that steer, and I'd watch the healer that I was with, and I knew he did better with the steers moving out in front of him pretty good, and I just let her fly and sucked that sucker. Went left pretty hard. I mean, I set the steer up, but I just kept him hopping he was pretty strong. And when he roped that cow, that was one of the best feelings I've had of all the years of trial and struggle and losing and thinking that I'll never be good enough. And a lot of things kind of flashed in front of me, and it was like a huge weight that lifted. And like I had tears in my eyes, and I was thanking God, saying a prayer when I rode that cow back to the strip chute and then came back. And it may seem like a small thing to win. Actually, we ended up winning 2nd place in the 8 roping. But for me, where I came from and where, you know, my background and what I've done and the late start that I got, it was pretty amazing. And that was beginning of the year, more or less, or that was in April. I got a pretty cool birthday present. Getting wound up talking about this and start to slur my words and stutter. But anyway, that was April. We went back to Arkansas, and I pretty much got on a roll. I think I won like 5 buckles over the summer, and, you know, won some money at other roping. I mean, won some pretty decent sized ropings. I mean, there was one of them, I think there was like 300 and some teams, and like I just got, even though I wasn't necessarily roping that great, like sometimes I was one big roping I won, split the horns, had to fish it on, you know, a couple times, but it was like I finally learned how to win, and that's been this year. You know, it's, say that out loud, and it's kind of like I'm not saying like my troubles are over and it's nothing but chicken from here on out, but I have to say that I have to look at the progress I've made and be grateful. I mean, and you can go back in my channel. A few years ago, I started making videos about learning to rope, called, I think it was White Crow roping videos or something. Anyway, it's been a while, but I kind of stopped making them because I was getting too analytical and getting in my own head and thinking about how to learn and talking about it. And when I was learning the whole time while I was making progress, I was thinking about how to talk about it, and I thought that was counterproductive. So I more or less quit making those videos. But you can go back there and they're pretty embarrassing. In fact, a lot of times I think about going and taking those videos off of the internet, just delete them, because, well, they're just so, like, I was so green when I was making them, and I've come so far. And that was kind of the point of me putting them out there, was to have a record of the progress that I made. So I'm going to leave them there and you can see them. Anyway, it's been a great year, a great summer roping. It's been amazing. Now I got to Arizona here. It's raining, as you can see, and my good horse has got a pulled subcarpal check ligament, so I'm giving him some time off. And Frosty is, well, I've been riding him in some little round robins and stuff. One jackpot. I'm not ready to put that much pressure on him, so I'm not going to the jackpots like I thought I would when I got here. But I'm about ready to crack out here in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks and see what damage I can do for the rest of my time here. Now that'll be in the new year, but I just thought for this video I'd talk some about some of the good things that have happened this year. And I didn't even talk about the music, and we got to play a few great shows. I know that a lot of people canceled stuff in Arkansas with being scared of the thing, of the cerveza sickness, as the great George Cameron calls it. But I got to record some music, and it didn't go as well as I would have hoped, but I did better in the studio than I've ever done. And I'm kind of looking forward to some of that coming out. Maybe I'll link it up, or I'll make a video about it when it comes out. My buddy Hayden's getting some of that out. But yeah, that's about all I'm going to say about all the good things in 2021. There's obviously a lot more that I could talk about, but this video is getting pretty long, and this is the last one, second to last one for this 50-day challenge. I'm thinking about just continuing this practice and just making a short one every day, so I keep in practice and kind of stay relaxed in the moment. It's been good. So thank you for watching this far, if you've made it, and I will see you in the next video. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Well, it's the 7th day of Christmas, I think, so we got a few more days left for the 12 days. But yeah, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.